Hey friends, happy Monday. We are in Magic Week, the last 7 days of the month where anything can and usually does happen because for any of us that know when you set a goal, I don't know, it's just a natural thing for me to wait and procrastinate, which is not good because remember when we talked at the beginning of September, we said we are going to front load this quarter 4 and the Leaders Retreat contest. Now, if you are here and you're new, welcome. We all just hang out for 30 minutes on Mondays to get motivated, inspired, and keep us on track with our business goals. I am Sarah. November will be 14 years. I just did a quick team post and I put 14 years, same company, best company. Going to be here forever. Absolutely love it. So I am here coming to you from getting off my trip to Maui. I'm feeling super good. The last previous years in Maui, I have had horrible jet lag. I do not have jet lag. So maybe it's all of the Slim Active Hydrate that I'm drinking. Maybe it's the morning walks that I still did every day in Maui that I'm still doing that I've already done today. Morning sunshine, getting enough sleep, all the things. I'm just feeling rested. It was a wonderful trip. And ready to rock and roll and like jump back in. Like, let's go last week of the month. Let's see what we can make happen. The keynote speaker in Maui, I actually did see that there is a video that got shared. I am going to try to grab that and post that for you guys because I have never listened to a keynote speaker who can speak for an entire hour and be completely captivating for the entire hour. I was amazed. A few reasons. He was a brilliant storyteller, which I think is something that's so important. If we get good at how we can share our story, we will be able to draw people in. And that's a little bit about what Celeste talked about is if you find something you love and you share it passionately and boldly, people are just going to be attracted to you. So having this energy about what do I love and why am I going to share it? But this guy told just when you thought, oh, maybe this is a little bit too slow or whatever, he would pick up with another something funny or a way to pivot with his story. But he said a few things, just some highlights. So I actually typed in my notes while he was talking. It ended up being 2.5 pages when I just printed it out. And I was looking for a quote. I'm going to find it and write it down later. But he basically said that you need to relentlessly pursue things that bring you joy, things that make you happy. And he, like I said, it was a whole hour-long talk. So I'm just going to post it for you guys later. But he talked about using your weaknesses that can be turned into strengths by having it be wisdom for your journey. He talked about learning how to be an empathetic leader through your own journey and what you can share with others. He gave some really practical tips on gratitude, exercise, mindfulness, digital detox, connection, purpose, helping others, all of those things. And everything he talked about, obviously, the reason they brought him there to talk to leaders was because it really came full circle with how he was able to share his failures and weaknesses, turn them into strengths and wins, and then moving forward with how that became what he does for a living now. But one of the biggest things that he said is helping someone can start a ripple effect. And I've talked about this before. You never know who you may inspire. And he really was very encouraging about the whole, you just think you're sharing a pink drink. You just think you're sharing products. You just think you're, inviting people to take a look at the opportunity. But really, if you really were to do a deep dive into what that sharing meant for someone and the ripple effect that has on somebody, it really, if you take some time to process that, because I said yes to a pink drink, I would venture to say tens of thousands of people who there was a link and then another link and then another link to people who shared health, hope, and happiness just because I said yes. So I want you guys to really think, are you showing up in a bold way, in a confident way, knowing that when you share passionately about your story and what Plexus has done for you, it can create a ripple effect that you don't know where that is going to stop. You don't know who that's going to impact. And that is such a motivator for showing up, doing all of the things. Sometimes even when you feel alone, which is one of the reasons that we're here and that we're not going to be alone. So I posted in the chat. Celeste was the training for today with that Bahama series that we are following along. That it's an amazing series. Thank you, Julia Carty, for putting this all together. But her overall theme was attraction marketing and being intentional with how you share. And when she really talked about showing up and inviting your friends on this journey. And the ripple effect is what I want you guys to hear with this. So she has a really dear friend, Beth, who was friends with her, did life with her, saw her stuff on social media. But Beth said it was because Celeste picked up the phone and had that personal conversation that said, I think you should do this with me. That is why Beth said yes, and went on to be, I think she's either a 3 or 4-star diamond now. Who is potentially out there that we are assuming knows what we do? We're assuming they don't want anything to do with it just because they haven't asked or said anything. And who do we need to be intentional with today, tomorrow, this week? Who do you need to invite to coffee? Who do you need to message or just pick up the phone and call? And what potential impact and ripple effect would that have if that person said, yes, I would love to take a look? So the action steps that I put in the chat are today, either make a bold social media post or have a bold in-person conversation where you actually say, hey, did you know this is what I do? And I can't stop thinking about you. And I would love to invite you to take a look. I would love to share with you what I do because I would love for you to do this with me. Okay, so that was step 1. Step 2 was, have you reached out to the closest people that you love? Sometimes that's the hardest. Now, for me, that's how I built 14 years ago. My mom, my twin sister, my husband, those were those 3, my best friend from nursing school. Those were the core people that I invited first. They said yes. Some of them, it took a little while. And they became my 3 strongest leader legs in my business. My mom, my husband, and my best friend. I was 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, completely balanced, solid, 3 solid leader legs with 3 of the first people that I asked to join me. So are there people out there that you're assuming just know what you do and are not doing it? Maybe they are so curious and they are embarrassed to say, hey, what is this? Or they want you to invite them personally. So make sure that you take that opportunity to say, hey, this is what I do and I want you to do it with me. And then number 3 was to reconnect and continue a relationship with people. Maybe there are people who have said no and you just wrote them off completely. Maybe there are people who you're like, yeah, maybe I should have coffee. Maybe I should rekindle that relationship or continue that relationship, even though it was a yes or a no. And just, I have been really convicted that I have been hiding behind my computer for way too long. Like when you go back and do the math, I was looking at my reports and my numbers. I was like, yeah, July of 2020 was a long time ago. Like how many of us are still feeling like we're in like, the COVID era? And it's like, well, actually, that was 4 years ago. And it's time to move forward and do things either how we did do it before, which for me was Monday night meetings, or quit hiding behind the computer. Now, I will always advocate that social media is the best free marketing you will ever find. But I will also, like I said, let you know that hiding behind the computer can be just that. Sometimes that's our comfort zone. I'm going to send a few messages. I'm going to make a little post, and then I'm just going to hope and pray and wait and watch, right? How many of us need to actually go out and do a sip and see, or actually go out and fill up a table at lunch and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Yes, Stephanie, see, so many of us did. And I really, really needed that reminder. So hanging out in a pool in Maui will definitely do that for you. And for me, I'm an extreme extrovert, and my love tanks get filled to the top and overflowing. Like people, bring them all to me. Let me have all the deep, fun, awesome conversations. And I just feel like I'm on cloud nine. I'm like, yeah, why am I not doing that anymore? So I have been calling. I've already got three lunches and coffees on the calendar for this week. So that was my mission this weekend, was to just start calling and reaching out. So I have my first one is at 11 o'clock. So I'm doing the things after I was feeling challenged. But I'm going to stop talking for just a second and put some of you on the spot. I would love if you have like 2 seconds, if you were in Maui and want to share your experience, your thoughts, how it was, takeaways, all that. Or if you weren't in Maui and have questions, thoughts, all of the things about that. And I'm not going to pick on anyone. I see a lot of you don't have your cameras on. So if you're driving or not currently clothed, then obviously I'm not going to pick on you. But does anybody want to share anything? Ask any questions. Stephanie, is that you? You wanted to
It
share?
is.
Go for it.
Yes. Okay. Still a little bit tired, you guys, but I will tell you, it was so amazing because both Kim McMurrow and I were able to take our sons. They were in baseball together since middle school. They did school together. They graduated together. And this was such a great time for just the four of us. We've never had an opportunity like this to be together. So just experiencing all of that, you guys, it was amazing. All week, we just kept looking at each other and saying, this has been the best week ever. And like we said, we never had any food that was not anything more than amazing, like less than amazing. And just got an opportunity to be together. And what do you guys want to do? Let's do this. Awesome. And I just, it filled my tank. It truly did. And getting that chance, I want everybody to be able to experience it. The 2 sessions were amazing. I'm so glad Sarah's going to give us that talk, because check him out. He's quite the guy. He was so engaging, like I said. Um, One of the biggest takeaways I had in the week was the fact that I looked around, and overwhelmingly, every person there was just so grateful to be there. I mean, it truly was. Our hearts were full. We were so glad to see each other, to catch up with people. And it's like a mini convention, but Plexus just does every one of their events just so beautifully, over the top, amazing. Corporate was so accessible. And that's what I love about the leaders retreats and opportunities like Emerald Extravaganza. You get time to just sit and talk with Tarl, with Alec, with Jean, with everybody. And that was probably one of the best things as well. So you get a chance to tell them how your experience has been lately, and just let them know what you want to see in the future. And they're very happy to hear it all. So it was a really great week.
Love it. Totally agree. And I will say that is one of the biggest pieces of me just loving this company so much, is that our executives are real and personable, and they're the last ones leaving a room. Like after those sessions, they will talk to every single person that wants to have a conversation with them. And it just makes you feel like confidently building that belief that we are in the right place. Absolutely. So I'm glad. I was joking. I was like, we pretty soon we're getting to the point where all of these Plexus mamas, we're going to have like a separate meeting for all of the Plexus kids. Like this was, and it's funny because sometimes I think there's some years where people don't bring their kids, but this year seemed to be a year where so many people brought their kids, and watching all of the Plexus family kids all become friends. And then the fact that you and Kim were friends. And that's why I say, like, grab the top 3 people that you would say, let's go on a cruise together, or let's vacation in Hawaii together. Because being given the opportunity to have these trips with those special people in your life, I mean, is just like nothing else for sure. I think Kim got kicked off. I saw she was unmuting and she was in her car, but I think she got kicked off. But awesome. Thank you, Stephanie, for sharing. That was amazing. Anyone else have any questions about it? Thoughts? Ready to rock and roll? And I think you guys, even if you weren't there and you saw a lot of the posts, being able to use some of those posts and just say, hey, this is a goal that I'm working on. Like, this is something that I want to do and be a part of, that vision casting. I mean, for years, my vision board was all the things that have now been, a regular part of my life. And putting that out there is definitely something. I think, too, understanding one, what motivates you, and two, what fuels you. Because when our speaker Ben was talking about, there has to be a relentless pursuit of what you love and what you're passionate about. Putting those things on my vision board helped me to show up every day, but figuring out what motivates you. For me as a nurse and a yellow personality, and if you do the Enneagram, I only surface level know I'm a 2, which is a helper. So waking up every day knowing that there are people out there that need help and health and hope and happiness, I'm like, yep, 14 years in, I'm still just as excited to share today that I'm going to introduce somebody to an opportunity that's going to help them earn money, or I'm going to introduce them to products that are going to help change their lives. And that is what keeps me motivated and driven each day. Okay, so action steps. We'll stay on here for the next 15 minutes or so, and I am going to awesome, chatting with a friend. Perfect. I am going to mute, and we are going to do either a post or start some messages. Anything is possible, you guys. That Starlight calendar, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of how amazing it is. I have not earned it yet. That is my goal. Like, I need one more person to enroll and then help one person go silver. So add 4, help one go silver. Even if it's like, okay, who can I offer that to? Who can I help? Add 4 and help one person go silver. Or if you need to do that personally yourself, let's rock and roll and finish out this week. And if it feels like my team's quiet, or I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, set that personal goal and just put those blinders on and get into work and lead with that action and activity. And things feel better when you get into that own activity yourself. So we will rock and roll. Refer to the One Plexus Power Hour Facebook Messenger chat. Um, awesome. Yay, first time attending. Welcome. So glad you're here. It's for anyone and everyone. So y'all share and message me if you are not in the messenger chat. I think it's Anya, if that's how you say your name. And that's where we put all of our like action steps and guidance and all of that. So let me know if you need to get added to that. Real quick as we wrap up and before you guys jump off, I want to remind you. So, and again, I'm going to find that link and post it for you guys for this guy, Ben Nemton, that shared a little bit about storytelling. If it's terrifying to you to tell your story, you don't have to tell your whole story. You don't have to tell the deepest, darkest parts of your story, right? You can just pick parts of your story. But chances are less people have heard your story than you think. So keep figuring out ways to share and share again. Emily Roberts is brilliant at that. But I am going to give you an extra challenge. I want you guys to talk in your stories. I have found myself sucked into social media, and I can tell you way too much about way too many people because they're so good at storytelling that it's captivating to me. And I get drawn in, and I feel like I'm their best friend, like that. The know, like, and trust factor is something that you should not underestimate. So, posting is great. Posting graphics in your stories is fine. But there needs to be a mix of inspirational, educational, entertaining, motivational. But when you take your camera and talk to whether it's your ideal customer or whoever that you want to share with, just picture, say, okay, and if this terrifies you, great. If this gives you sweaty pits, super. We're getting out of our comfort zones. So I want you to, if you need to practice, and hit camera, video, record, and record before you just like hold down a button, go live. That's totally fine. Pretend like you're talking to me. Can be like, okay, Sarah said I need to share this part of my story. So when you get your phone out, I want you to, hey, I've never shared this before, but I feel like there's somebody who needs to know this. Pretend like you're talking to me. It does not have to be your 15-minute, don't make it your 15-minute story. Okay. Get really good at sharing 30 seconds here and 30 seconds there. And it will draw people in. You will find your people, and then when people watch, they will get a little bit more of, oh, this is what she does. There's probably everybody in the world has seen the videos of my feet, and they're probably like, okay, Sarah, we get it. You're taking walks 7 days a week. Well, that is something that people are seeing, that I'm showing up consistently and doing it. And so guess what? Every single day, I'm still going to video a 7-second clip of me walking on my street. Although in Maui, the videos were way better. I still need to post some of those. So are you mixing your drink? Like I did a super quick story this morning. I was hot and sweaty. Hot mess, no makeup. My hair was sticking out everywhere. I was like, just got back from my walk, making my Slim Active Hydrate, found my very last melon hydrate. So I mixed that and threw it up in my stories. So videos matter, and you talking to the people who are watching and engaging on your social media, that matters. They need to hear your voice and see your eyes and all the things. So get uncomfortable today and post a little baby clip of you talking in your stories. And I think that helps it helps you to be relatable, and can be a great way for you to learn how to share your story. If you're feeling a little bit brave, maybe you've read something and it helps you relate to a part of your story that you've overcome, or you have some wisdom from something, press that go live button. Just share for a minute or two. If it's going to be something longer than you can get done in a few stories, going live is also another way that people will be able to see and get to know you. So that is my challenge for today. Listen, it is Monday the 23rd. We have 7 days. It's exactly one more week. I mean, let's all go out and sign one person a day, add 7 new people, and explode our teams, right? Or add 4 and help one go silver and help somebody make $430 this week. So anything's possible. So set that goal, and really focus on, what do I need to do? Do I need to set up some lunch meetings, set up some coffee dates, set up sitting my butt in a chair and actually doing the messaging and getting the word out? And we will rock and roll with our goals. So last 7 days of double leaders retreat credits. Now is the time. If you're going to get uncomfortable and do the thing, it is this week. So awesome. Thank you guys for jumping on. Thank you, Stephanie, for sharing. And I will chat with you guys next week. See you guys later.